Hi everyone, it's Julia here at AnchorHaven.co.uk, and I've been trying to come on for this update for more than a day. I think I'm a bit behind because I've got a few tech issues that I'm trying to resolve, and so if anybody's good at technology, please let me know. And because I'm having trouble using StreamYard, and I've upgraded my Wi-Fi, so that should be good now. And I'm still having trouble on my laptop, so I don't know if that's just a general me issue or if that's something that I'm doing wrong. But so today is Friday and it is the 16th of May 2025. I'm just coming in with a general update about what we're going to be doing for the rest of May and what we have got going on in June a little bit as well. So this weekend is the Cheshire Mind, Body and Spirit event, which is in Runcorn at the Holiday Inn. Now this is an exciting one because this is a new location for white light events. We've never exhibited in Runcorn before, and I'm really excited to meet some new people, but also to meet my clients who are kind of Manchester way. We're all in Liverpool way and Wales way, and let's all gather in Runcorn. So I'm really excited to see you guys on Saturday and on Sunday. So I am doing retail, so I will have a selection of mystical wellness items with me, and I will have oracle cards. I'll have a few different decks with me. I'll have portal pendants by Energy Artist Anne Young, and I've got some new interesting bits and bobs for you guys to have a look at as well. Then on Sunday I will be doing a talk at 2:45, and it's going to be a workshop about oracle cards and angel cards and what to do with them to build your confidence, how to work with them. So we're going to cover the basics there, and then we're going to have a look at how to read cards and maybe create a little message for ourselves as well within the group. So one of the main cards that I work with is this one. It's the Akashic Oracle, and I don't have any of these in stock at the moment, but these are available to purchase at marinabeach.com. and the Akashic Oracle allows me to use my Akashic alchemy skills to drop straight into your Akashic records to get a message basically from your Akashic guides. So these beautiful cards are designed as portals to bring forward messages from maybe your present Akashic record book, your parallel lives, your past lives, or your future books as well. And yeah, we do look at things like trauma and see what breakthroughs you're having. We look at confidence to see how that's kind of filling your life. We look at forgiveness, which is a really important thing to do on your spiritual wellness journey. We're all going through. We look at connecting into nature and the elements. You guys know me, I love to connect to the elementals. I love working with the directions, and then we've got cosmic healing. Okay, so there's so much going on in this one deck that when I do a reading for people, I'm able to look at all these different directions of your life, all of these different things that are influencing your life. So these are the Akashic. So I work with unconscious projections, kind of what's going on around you that you might be picking up on, or maybe even old core beliefs that are there in your past. Because what we're doing is we're working towards you becoming your most authentic self. That's the work that I do, is gently helping you, guide you on your mystical wellness path so that you can be your most authentic self and find out what works for you. So I do specialize in mystical wellness pathway, but that just means that we can bring in anything and everything that we are passionate about, whether it's witchy, shamanic, whether it's crystals, whether it's earth-led, or fairy realms, or psychic, or crafty and creative. Whichever way you want to go on your pathway, I've already been there and done a little bit of groundwork. I've got a few little maps laid out, and then we discover things together, which is so exciting. So on Sunday at 2:45 in Runcorn at the Holiday Inn, I'm going to be exhibiting at the Cheshire Mind, Body and Spirit event by White Light Events. So I hope to see you guys there. The talks are all included in your ticket price as well. So when you pay on the door, I'm not sure how much it is, maybe £6, that includes 2 rooms of talks. So there's new talks starting every hour on both days. So if you can get the weekend ticket, if you can go for both days, please do. You will get the most out of Mind, Body and Spirit events when you can go for 2 days, especially if you've not really been to one before, because they can be very overwhelming. And what you'll notice at some events is that there's loads of people because you see the same people at all these different events. There's loads of people that have their program and they've got a pen and they're sitting down in the lobby and they're circling the talks that they want to go to, and then they build their day around those talks, and they'll have a look at the floor and see who is there, whether it's a psychic reader or you know, a hands-on therapist or something like that, and they'll see who they want to have a session with, and they'll fit it around their talks, yeah, and they'll put their name down as they go, and then they'll clock the floor and see, okay, which great stalls are here that I want to come back to in between my talks. So there is an art to doing mind, body and spirit events to make sure it's not too overwhelming, that you don't get burned out, that you don't look at too much on the first day, you come back on the second day to do other things as well. And there's always little things that I try and do. Even though I'm exhibiting, I do try and make sure I see certain people or just connect with them and have a conversation. You know, I always try and do something. Maybe I'll buy myself one nice thing while I'm there, because it's a little bit different when you're an exhibitor and you've paid £150 just to have a table there. And that's one of the cheapest events that I do as well. So that was £150 for the weekend to have a table. And I've got a table next to Lisa from Sunlight Sanctuary. So Lisa is also based here with me on the Wirral near Liverpool, and she's going to be doing therapies. So we're traveling up together, and Lisa does Reiki and crystal therapy, just Indian head massage and reflexology. So because the mind, body, spirit events are so busy, it's nice to try and have at least one therapy, and that's 20 to 30 minutes. Usually 25 to 30 pound or so are therapies. So when you're planning in what talks you're doing, you're taking a look to see what readers you want to connect with and what therapists you want to connect with, and always make sure you have a few snacks and drinks with you as well when you're coming to mind, body, spirit events. And just being open to go with the flow is always good as well, because you never know who you're going to meet at these events, and sometimes you might find a buddy that you can go to the talks with, and that's lovely when we see people getting together. Now I've been doing these events for about 5 years, and it is the same people I see at the events, no matter where I go, no matter how far north it is or how much to the Midlands. I don't really do anything in the south. I always see the same people, and I love it. And it's like, for them it's a day out, and you know, they love traveling around the UK just as much as I do. So I love it when I see people that I've connected with in the past. I love it when I see people who've been to my talks, even the same talk over and over and over. Because last year we got given the same pendulum talk over and over. So I try and make the talks different. But the organisers, they just look to see, okay, what was popular, what's on the list. And so this time I've been assigned to do my Oracle card talk again. And I think I've done that once or twice now, and that was quite good. But what I do is I bring different cards each time, and I bring something different, you know, a cleansing tool that's a little bit different every single time, so people get to experience all the different things that I work with on my mystical wellness path. And then if I find I'm getting the same people coming to my talks, what I also do is I share a little bit more about myself, so that they get to know me a little bit more as I build up and do these talks. So I do talks all over the north of England. I do workshops and I do retreats as well, and I do my online courses. And a lot of people say to me, where's your shop, where's your shop? Well, I don't have a physical store anymore. I did close it last year, so I have just gone back to doing my events. And I also don't sell, as the banner says, crystals and cards. I don't sell as many crystals as I used to, and that's not because I don't love crystals. I do. It's restrictions that have been placed upon me by the event organisers. That's what that is, because some of the event organisers have got their own crystal stalls. And there's also a big wholesaler that frequents the events and sells crystals at just over wholesale prices. So it did get harder and harder, and I did have to diversify a little bit more. So even though I'm trademarked AnchorHaven crystals and cards, I have to look at the crystal from a slightly different point of view. So I do work with crystal cards, and this is a new deck that I've opened. I haven't got any more in to sell because I've just sent one to a friend in America so that we can do partnered readings together. And if you would like to do partnered readings with me, whether that's part of your personal development or you've got a podcast and you'd like me to come on and support you by reading cards, please let me know. If you wanted to have a private session with me for a partnered card reading in May, they're just £22, which is half price. So not only do you get a card reading that I'm doing for you, but you get to build upon it with your own deck of cards and learn how I do those readings, yeah, and we'll interpret it together, which is quite exciting really, and half price. You know, how does it get any better than that? So I've got a new deck of cards, so one of the things I do when I get a new deck is I have a look at every single card. These are upside down. I have a look at every single card and I bond with the cards. I fan them out and I hold them to my heart. And I take a few deep breaths and I bless the cards. So with these cards, the blessing that I wish to bestow upon it is that I welcome the cards into my family of magical tools and creations. And I ask for the cards to be my partner, to ensure that every person that I do a reading for gets exactly what they need in that moment. Yeah, that they get that positive, uplifting message that they require in that moment. And that we connect to our guides and guardians. And if there's a message from the guides and guardians that is ready to come through, that will support that client. And if the guides and guardians are of the highest light and resonance, then that message can come through, yeah? So I bless the cards, I bond with the cards, I look at every single card, yeah? And I do all that before I even look at the guidebook. Let me just have a drink. What do you guys think about that new Harry Potter TV series that's coming out? Interesting about Severus Snape. Okay, so with these cards today, I'm going to pick the what, why, and how of the energies right now. And that's a really simple 3-card spread that we can do. So I'm thinking about my question as I shuffle the cards, what, why, and how, the energies right now. And it could be you're saying that this is for you, or that this is for your querent, your client, or this is for anybody watching me live or on the replay. So it's a collective energy reading. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. If it makes sense for you, then it makes sense for you. So I'm going to pick the what, why, and how. And I generally just fan out the cards, and then as I glance at them, there'll be particular cards that draw my attention. Sometimes there's lots of cards that draw my attention, and I'm like, oh, which one is it? Then I have to question and query. Lots of people work with cards that jump. Now, I generally don't work with cards that jump in the same way, because a very wise woman named Willow Moon said that it could just be that you've got damaged cards, and that always stuck with me. What if it was just the air of that card was a bit like raggedy, and that's why it's not shuffling properly, and that's why it's jumping out the deck, right? Or maybe it is really the guides saying, pick this one, pick this one. So when a card jumps out, I pay attention, but I don't make it the be all and end all of that reading. Okay, so we've got 3 cards here, the what, the why, and the how, or card 1, card 2, and card 3. So just take a moment, especially if you're watching this on the replay, take note of the timestamp, and pick a card 1, 2, or 3, because it might have an additional message just for you, whatever you're going through personally right now. And I'm going to have a look at the what's going on right now card. And I really like this one because I always call this crystal my anchor, my kind of signature stone. And it's hematite, and it says anchor. It says anchor in. Right, and it's my hematite, my signature stone. And if you have a good look at this one, note the colours, note any imagery, see what you're drawn to. So what's going on right now is there is a need to draw on hematite to get our energies very anchored and shielded, okay? Hematite is a mirrored shield that you have around you, reflecting off all of these colours and energies. But there's a need to anchor in your energy. There's a need to stand firm, to connect into those tree roots for support and healing, okay? Now, I've only just started to work with these cards, but I'm really loving the kind of colour imagery on it as well. Yep, so we're connecting into the full kind of rainbow energy there. So bringing yourself back into balance once you're anchored into Mother Earth, once you're connected into the tree roots, into the mycelial network to draw some strength. So when you see trees that kind of spread out across the globe, even when they chop down a tree and they leave just a stump, that stump is still fed from the network. Yeah, it's still supported, it's still got all that beautiful kind of energy going into it from the other trees. They never just leave it alone to die. It's still connected. So no matter how disconnected you are feeling right now, you're still part of my network. Yeah, you're still in my network. You are still there. You can still message me. I can still reach out to you. You can still join our evening groups, even if you're feeling disconnected. Okay, just know that we're here for you when you need us, but you've also got to reach out. Okay, there's over 1,600 people that have liked my Instagram and over 1,200 people that have liked my Facebook, and a couple hundred people, you know, on TikTok and other platforms as well. There's a lot of us, and we're all spread out across the globe at AnchorHaven. But if you need support, we are going to be there for you, because we are the anchor. So whenever you're feeling, oh, I'm really feeling alone here, just come onto one of my evening groups. Just reach out and send me a message, yeah? And I'll give you an upgrade, put you into the groups there. And even just listening to other people with your camera off, you are going to feel part of the community. So don't allow yourself to be isolated. You do not need to be isolated. There's always going to be times when we take ourselves off to do our own healing and to make sense of things, and that's absolutely fine. But once you need to come out of that well, please just send us a message and we'll all be pulling you out, pulling you out of that well. Okay, so that's what's going on at the moment. We've got hematite coming in saying get yourself anchored in, get yourself rooted so that you can be supported. Okay, why is that needed? Well, it's black tourmaline. So these are all low chakra energies here. We've got black tourmaline, and it says transmutation, black tourmaline. So you see, whatever you're thinking about, you are attracting. Okay, we've got that law of attraction magnets right there. So are you ensuring that your thoughts and your actions are positive, are worthy of you, is how I feel right now. So making sure that you're working with the black tourmaline energy to bring in protection as you transmute and transform, but being mindful of what you're bringing in to allow yourself to grow. Yeah, whether it's thoughts, actions, you know, people that you're spending time with, because we call black tourmaline the energy bin. So it will take whatever crap you've been dealing with and start to help you with that transformation and transmutation. Okay, so that's an issue. So that's what's going on. So that's why we need to bring in the shield and the anchor. So how do we move forward? Oh, this is a nice one. And we've got green fluorite saying, is this mine? And you've got those birds. So when I look at the green fluorite energy, I'm thinking of heart, but I also know that fluorite connects the heart and mind, and the mind is represented by these birds here. Yeah, by all these that's going on in your head. And it's got lots of vines, but it also feels like, you know, in Harry Potter when they've got those vines that kind of tie them down. So I think sometimes it might be easy for you to get overwhelmed, to get kind of all tangled in and, you know, have trouble with what's going on in your head and your heart. So questioning, is this mine? That's a tool that we use in Access Consciousness quite a lot. So when I do Access Bars and Access Body Process, we use the who does this belong to? Is this mine question? And that helps you to know that you are a psychic sponge and you're really soaking up 99% of what you're thinking or feeling. Is most likely it's not even your energy, it's collective consciousness. So when it's 17:17 on the clock, so when you have overwhelm in your life, when you've got overwhelm in your mind, the first thing we need to do is question, is this mine? Yeah, all these random thoughts that are coming in, is this mine? And this happened to me earlier today. There was so much running through my mind. I had to stop in a minute and I thought, well, whose voice is that? It's not my voice. You know, whose questions are that? It's asking me loads of questions. Is this mine? Or is this collective consciousness? Is this mine? Or is this like the Matrix putting handler nonsense in my head? So who does this belong to? Or is this mine? Is a really powerful tool to help you clear your mind. And of course, working with fluorite is perfect for studying. It's perfect for really thinking about what's on your heart and what's on your head, getting crystal clear, yeah? And when we work with the green crystal energy, that emerald kind of deep energy, we know it's about taking care of ourselves. If it was more pink, we'd know it was about a relationship with somebody else. But here it's green, so it's all about what's going on in you, what's going on in your heart, your mind, yeah, and allowing yourself to get untangled and paying attention to these birds and saying, well, what's this? Is this mine? Okay. So I'm just going to have a clarity card from the Akashic deck. Looking at this hematite, black tourmaline and fluorite message that's come forward. Is there a clarity card, please? Or a success anchor? Here we go. Ah, interesting. So we've got money alchemy. Money alchemy. So at the moment, you may be feeling not very abundant at all. And it could be that you're not shielded, you're not anchored and protected, and you've got far too much going on in your head. So you might be having little quarrels with yourself or your family or whoever about money, about receiving money, having money, holding money, generating money, whatever it is. Whenever I say that word, money, 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 where do you feel that in your body? Or do you feel it in your head? Is it giving you a headache? Yeah. So you have the power within you to alchemize your abundant state by focusing on what's in your mind, yeah, by focusing on what's in your root chakra. Do you feel safe? Yeah. And by focusing on what you're attracting. Okay, so do you feel safe to attract money? And do you feel that you've got the power to alchemize money? Because you so have. You've got that power to turn your actions into abundance, turn your thoughts into beautiful wellness, compassion for others and things like that. So start to call in money today. Start to think about that relationship you're having with money and thinking of money as good company. Money comes to you easily, in expected and unexpected ways, okay? And then do come and see me at the Mind, Body, Spirit event in Runcorn this weekend. Saturday night, we will be starting our Akashic record healing journeys again on Saturday, but we're going to be starting a 4-part series, which is a vision quest. And each week we'll be thinking about our vision quest a little bit more and going into our Akashic journey to start to uncover the connection we have with our psychic senses and what our psychic senses and guides are trying to communicate to us. So this is going to be a 4-week vision quest journey of discovery within the Akashic records. Yeah, so I'm really excited about this one. And if you're not subscribed to my Substack, getting free access to these evening groups, then you are missing out. You can subscribe as a free member and then you'll get my newsletters. But if you want to get my Zoom links, you do need to do the £7.50 a month, or £60 for the year works out £5 or less a month. And that gives you access to 12 groups. And normally these groups are £8 each or more, so you're really getting a fantastic saving, and you're basically getting 90% off these groups. So I will be there for you when you guys need us. You don't have to come to every single group. It is a lot more fun if you do, but you don't have to. And not all of the groups are recorded. So this one this evening, I might record elements of it, but not all of it. So you can't rely on the recordings, except when I have guest speakers, then I do record things. Then it goes on my Mystical Wellness podcast. So please do follow me on YouTube, which is where I'm going to be putting most of my updates going forward. Because Facebook and we're not good friends these days, and Facebook deletes things a lot, and I can't find myself on Facebook, never mind you find me on Facebook. So I would love to be more active on Facebook, and I actually spend 2 hours a day on Facebook, but you would never know it. So I've decided to put more effort into Substack, where I can have my podcast, newsletters, notes and posts, and YouTube, where I can put posts and I can put my Mystical Wellness podcast. And there's some great clips on there. I put another clip on there today, which is Sean Bond from Psionic League connecting into my energy early this morning, talking about teleportation and time travel. Ooh, very exciting. And do check out the Typical Skeptic podcast, where I was a guest last week along with Christy Campbell and Jane Celia Hatch, and we were doing card readings and it was so much fun. So I hope to go back on there you know, next month if I can. That'd be brilliant. So take care everyone. I'll speak to you soon.